Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dhanavad.
Hare Krishna to all devotees.
Hare Krishna. Om Ajnanatimidandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namane Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pasyat Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasati Gaur Bhaktavranda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Okay, devotees, Hare Krishna. Welcome to today's class. Okay, and today is very special. Today is Shaktila Ekadasi. Okay, it is said, we can use till, sesame seeds in different ways today. Okay, in bathing, in eating, different ways of purification with till. Okay, awesome. So we'll start today. Today's class, and today's class is on 10th chapter of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. So we'll be continuing from where we left last. Okay. So far we have seen Krishna was talking about how everybody, every living entity in every universe is actually coming from him. All the universes are actually coming from him. All the universes are coming from him, and all the living entities coming from him. Right, so we saw that. So that was very important. And then we saw Krishna was explaining about how he is the source of all the material worlds and spiritual worlds. And there was a very important point that Krishna said. He said that anybody who gets convinced about the opulence of Krishna, he completely surrenders to the Lord. It says, so vikalpena yogena, means avikalpena yogena, in complete surrender. If you simply understand this very simple fact, okay, it's a very simple fact. A lot of times people ask, why do you just stress so much that Krishna is a supreme personality of God? The reason is, if you don't understand about the importance of Krishna, if you don't understand about Krishna's supremacy, you will not be able to be, engaging yourself completely in devotional service. I mean, to be able to be engaged. Devotional service doesn't mean divided devotional service. That's not devotional service, okay? It's undivided, okay? Undivided attention. That's called devotional service. Complete love and complete attention, complete surrender, complete faith, fully surrendered, right? So if that has to happen, we have to understand these verses of Bhagavad Gita are crucial for us to understand, okay? Because this is Shraddha. Shraddha means faith. And this is transcendental faith. This is transcendental faith. So this transcendental faith happens only when we properly hear. Okay, so we'll continue from there. And we started with the Chatushloki Bhagavad Gita. Chatushloki is a very special, that is 4 verses of Bhagavad Gita, where Krishna is explaining about his greatness. Okay, and I told you something very special about these verses is immediately after hearing these 4 verses, of course, it's not just the 4 verses, but Arjuna, after hearing these verses, becomes very, very inspired. He becomes very inspired. And then he completely surrenders himself. Because you remember in the chapter number 4, he was asking, when you said that you gave this knowledge to the sun god, I don't know, I can't understand, how did you give this knowledge to the sun god? Okay, that was his position, where he was not able to understand the supremacy or that Krishna was the supreme personality of God. He didn't understand that at that chapter number 4. So, but then later he understood that, where he completely understood that, that now he's going to understand fully, he's going to understand and surrender to Krishna. Okay, that's going to be very fantastic. We're going to hear the realization of Arjuna is going to be coming here. It's going to be really, really, really heart-touching realization of Arjuna that we'll be hearing today. Okay. All right. So with that, we will begin, devotees, with today's class. And here we go. Okay. Those of you who would like to read the verses, okay, you can raise your hands or something so that I can call you out. Okay. So I'll be able to call you and give you an opportunity to read the verse. Okay, let's begin, devotees. Okay. Hare Krishna. Let's start with the Aham Sarvasya Prabhavo. Okay, this is one of my favorite verses. I don't know, I like this verse so much. This one. Who would like to read this? Okay, Premai Kunti Mataji. Aham Sarvasya Prabhavo.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Yes.
Bhagavad Gita, chapter 10, text number 8. Aham sarvasya prabhavo matha sarvam pravartate iti matva bhajante mam buddha bhava samanvitaha. Aham, I, sarvasya, of all, prabhavaha, the source of generation, matta, from me, sarvam, everything, pravartate, emanates, iti, thus, matva, knowing, bhajante, become devoted, mam, unto me, buddhaha, the learned, bhava samanvitaha, with great attention. Translation by His Grace A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada ki jai. I am the source of all spiritual and material worlds. Everything emanates from me. The wise who perfectly know this engage in my devotional service and worship me with all their hearts. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So it's very important for us to find out what is the source of the universe. Isn't it? I mean, the scientists are also trying to do the same thing. They're trying to find out the source of the universe. Everybody's trying to find out the truth. Okay. So let's see what that truth is. So give me 1 minute. So what happens is, okay, so there is a, okay, so let us say we have seen something happens. Okay, this is an effect. For every effect, there is a cause. Okay, let's say this is the cause. And the cause for this is this. And the cause for this is this. I mean, it's like, you know, what happened, right? So when I was young, my grandfather used to tell me one story, okay? So this is the story of the cause and effect, right? So there were some kings who were trying to find out something, you know, there was a king, the kings who went to find, I mean, who went for hunting, and then they were not able to get, they were not able to find, they were not able to hunt properly, and they got frustrated. And somehow, I mean, it finally comes to a point where, you know, there is an ant which bites you. I don't know if anybody remembers that. It's in Telugu, okay? So there's a cause and effect for everything. So if you keep on finding out the root cause, also in software, we call it as a root cause. I think in this diagnosis also happens in medical field also, trying to find out the root cause. I mean, right now you have this problem right now, okay? The reason for this problem is this, and the reason for this is this. The reason why this happened is this, and the reason why this happened is this, and the reason why this happened is this. And if you go on like this, finally you will reach here. Krishna. Krishna is called Sarva Karana Karanam. Karana means cause, the cause of all causes, right? So when Krishna is saying, he's using a word here, Prabhava. There are two words, Prabhava and Pralaya. Okay? So Prabhava means origin or creation. You can say creation. Aham Sarvasya Prabhavo means I am the source of origin for everything. Pralaya means dissolution. Okay. Prabhava and Pralaya. Krishna says, Aham Sarvasya Prabhavo. This is so nice and this is so liberating just to simply hear this. It's so calming to just hear that, yeah, there is a cause for this universe. And it all starts with one cause. There is a seed. There's a seed. How many of you like gardening? So here's your garden. Here is your pot. Okay, or your ground. You put some seed here, okay? And then you start to water it. You're putting some water inside. And this seed slowly starts to sprout. And then becomes a little big. And then becomes a little bigger. Bigger and bigger and bigger. And finally what happens, this becomes a complete tree. Like big, massive banyan tree. The whole universe is like the massive banyan tree, okay? But it's upside down. But the point here is, Krishna is saying, Bijam Mam Sarva Bhutanam. Bijam means this is the seed, okay? The cause for this huge tree, banyan tree, this is very huge. There's so much inside this. So many people are taking, so many animals and insects and birds and all of them are taking shelter in this, but it all started from the seed. Krishna says, I am that seed. The whole universe, seed of the universe is Krishna. Okay, that's where everything has started. So that's what it basically means. Okay, it's a very deep thing. Okay, we just have to let it go in. Aham sarvasya prabhavo matta sarvam pravartate. Everything is the source. Be it spiritual world or material world, for everything in this world, Krishna is the source. Everything is coming from Krishna. We just simply understand and accept that. There is no possibility for us not to engage in the devotional service of the Lord. Because when you understand that, oh, here is the source. This is where I came from. So he is my father. He is my mother. Once we understand, he is my best friend. From him, everything has come. So when we understand that, we start to engage in devotional service of Krishna. So I'll show you something very interesting. So what happens is, how did the human beings take birth? Okay, I'll show you a genealogical picture of how human beings have taken birth. Okay, let's see this. So here is the genealogy. Okay, the human beings have come from the Manu. We are called Manava. Human beings are called Manava. Manava comes from the word Manu. Manu. Which Manu? Vaivasvata Manu. His son, who is the son of Vaivasvata Manu?
Ikshvaku.
Ikshvaku Maharaj. All the human kings and all the lineages, all of them came from Manu. Ikshvaku Maharaj. So, Sun dynasty. That is in the Satya Yuga. Vaivasvata Manu. And his father is Sun God. And all the gods, Sun God, Moon God, all these gods, whose sons are these gods? Devas. Whose sons are the gods?
Aditi.
Brahma.
Aditi.
Aditi
And Kashyapa Prajapati. Aditi and Kashyapa Prajapati. Kashyapa Prajapati, he has got many wives. Aditi, Diti, Danu, Vinata, Kadru, Surabhi, Krodavasha, Ila. And from different wives, different species of life have come. From Ila, plants have come. From Krodavasha, animals, fierce animals have come. From Surabhi, cows and beneficial animals have come. From Kadru, Naga, serpents have come. From Vinata, birds have come. Garuda. You see, Vainateya we say, Vinata's son is Garuda. Right? And from Danu, Danavas have come. From Diti, Daityas have come. From Aditi, Devas have come. And human beings have come from Ikshvaku Maharaj. Okay, from the Devas, human beings have come. Okay, later. So this Kashyapa Prajapati with Aditi. This is the genealogy. And who is the son of, who is he the son of? He's son of Marichi, Saptarishis. You see, 7 rishis are there. Marichi, Atri, Angira, Pulatsya, Pulaha, Kratu, Bhrugu, Vashishta, Daksha. These are called Saptarishis. We all worship the Saptarishis, isn't it? We all respect the Saptarishis because everybody came from the Saptarishis. And this Marichi is the son of Brahma. And Brahma is the son of Vishnu. Is manifested from Vishnu. Vishnu came from Mahavishnu. And the source of Mahavishnu is Narayana. And source of Narayana is Sri Krishna, who is the supreme source of all the creations. So is this clear, devotees, everybody? What it means? Aham sarvasya prabhavo matta sarvam pravartate iti matva bhajante ma buddha bhava samanvita. Is this clear now, everybody?
Yes, Prabhuji.
How many of it is crystal clear? Is it crystal clear? If it is crystal clear?
Very clear.
Very clear. Very nice.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
You don't
Yes.
have the time to write it down, Prabhu. You don't have the time to write it down, Prabhu.
I will send you the poster in the group.
Oh, then it's all right.
I'll
Okay,
send the
Hare-
poster in the group, okay? And you
Yeah,
can
yeah,
later.
that's, yeah,
Hare
sure.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna much. Yeah.
Prabhuji, there were 9 rishis. You said Saptrishi.
Saptarishi only. Achha, in this there were 9, is it? 1, 2,
Yes,
3,
please.
4. No, sometimes the different counts come, no? That's fine. What happens is sometimes different scriptures give different names. That's why it would have come as 9.
Okay, Prabhuji. Thank you.
But generally they are same and only, okay? Yeah. Yes, somebody else has any question?
Marichi, was there a character named Marichi in
Yes,
Ramayana?
Prabhuji. What is the difference between Daityas and Danavas, Prabhuji?
Okay,
Hare
I'll take both the
Krishna.
questions one by one. Sure. Yes, Manoj. Sure, we'll take both the questions. There was a question here. What is this Marichi? Is Marichi different, same as the Marichi of Ramayana? Okay, different. Okay, this Marichi is a rishi. Okay,
Yeah.
that Marichi is a demon. Okay, that's the difference. So, and then the next question was, what's the difference between Daityas and Danavas? Both of them are Asuras. Both of them are considered to be Asuras. Only difference is that their mothers are different. Danavas are born of Danu. Daityas are born of Diti. Okay, so both of them have very aggressive and violent and destructive tendencies. The Daityas, for example, examples are Hiranyakashipu, Hiranyaksha, Prahalada, like that. Danava example is Mayadanava. Do you know Mayadanava? Shambara. They are more strategic and technologically inclined. They are more like, power inclined. Rajas mixed with Tamas. Okay? Danavas come into picture when there are wars like that. Clear, right? So more or less like, they are more into power and politics and all of that. And Daityas are more into rage and revenge and all of that. Okay. Any other questions, devotees?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Prabhuji, okay. Carry on, Mataji, please ask.
Hare Krishna. Okay. Of the 84 lakh species, this one microorganisms also are a part of that.
Yes.
This
Krimayo Rudra Sankashaha. The verse says Krimayo.
okay.
So there, I don't remember what the Rudra means there. Some lakhs of species are microorganisms also.
So all the microorganisms comes under one group, or
Yeah. All the microorganisms are Krimaya. Germs and microorganisms are one group.
all right, Prabhuji. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Welcome. Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, Marichi is the Marichi of Srimad Bhagavatam.
Yes. Not the Ramayana one. Yes. Marichi of the Srimad Bhagavatam.
Conversation with Narada Muni.
Yes. I don't remember reading that, but must be there. Maybe. I don't remember reading it. If you have come across, yes, that is the Marichi.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So in this purport, this very nice purport, okay, we can't miss this. The very scripturally sound quotations given by Srila Prabhupada. Okay, proving that Krishna is the source of all the universe. Because see, what happens is our Puranas, right? We have Mahabharata, Ramayana, and we have 18 Puranas. These Puranas, sometimes what happens is that they're sectarian in nature, in the sense that they try to glorify one deity, and when in that stuti they exaggerate sometimes, and that exaggeration goes to a next level of exaggeration. So in that next level of exaggeration, just for bringing faith in the devotees, they just break the whole concept of Bhagavad Gita and the Vedas and everything. So in that exaggeration, so whenever we see any contradiction to Bhagavad Gita, we should understand that it is stuti. Stuti means, okay, in this, if somebody says in this Purana, no Prabhu, in this Purana it is said like this, you should say, okay, Bhagavad Gita said this, but if this Purana is in contradiction with the Bhagavad Gita and the Vedas, it is stuti. Stuti means it's in devotional fervor for that sect of people who are following that deity, for them to have the faith that is given there. That's it. It's not the absolute truth. You have to understand. That's the framework in which we have to understand things. First point. So we have to take to the Vedas, and even among the Vedas also, it can be very confusing. It's quite possible to find contradictory verses telling contradictory things. But the way to understand is to look at it like a whole. Okay. See, it's like this. Okay. I'll tell you one story. The story is, there were some blind men. And they're dealing with something here. What's this?
Elephant.
Elephant.
Okay, I didn't know that I can
Pramana.
draw an elephant.
Anumana.
Yeah, that's right. That I didn't do anything else. Okay, fine. Yeah. So here, and there's some people here. Okay. So there's some people who are trying to, they're blind men. They're trying to grope and trying to find out what this is. Okay. Some of them saw, okay, there's a big, they thought it's some kind of a rope. Somebody thought this is a wall. Somebody said, oh, this is a tree. So everybody is trying to see part of it. Okay. So everybody is trying to find a part of it. So what is happening is you're only getting partial knowledge. So here is another person. Okay. He's trying to try to guess what is this by touching here. Now, how do you understand this is an elephant? Tell me.
Trunk.
That's fine, but I mean, they are blind men. How are they going to come to a conclusion?
Only if a man with a vision will guide them.
Yeah, there must be a person here who can see completely and then tell them. So this is the elephant. That is Guru. You see, if we try to grope, if we read the Shastras, it is like this. So if you read some Purana, you will find, oh, this deity is the supreme. You'll find that deity is the supreme. It is like groping, one part of the elephant. You can't come to a conclusion like that. You have to listen to the bona fide spiritual master. The bona fide spiritual master has seen the truth. Acharyavan Purusho Veda. Acharyavan Purusho Veda. Right? A person who is devoted to his guru, a person who is devoted to Krishna can understand completely, full knowledge. Krishna is saying a person who accepts me as a supreme personality of Godhead, he is Sarvavit, he is Vedavit, Sarvavit, he understands everything. Person. So pure devotee of Krishna, a pure devotee of Krishna is eligible for answering this question. Okay, because he has seen it all. I mean, you have to see collectively. All the Vedas put together, all the Puranas put together, all the Upanishads put together, and completely what is the truth? That truth is explained in Bhagavad Gita. Sarvopanishado gavo dokta gopala nandanaha. It's an Upanishad Sara, Bhagavad Gita. So we should not be trying to do this. Okay, I'll tell you one story. Okay, there was one Brahmana. Okay, so he was reading the Shastras 500 years ago, and he was trying to find out what is the absolute truth, and he was completely confused. And in his dreams, he got that Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has come now to your village. Go and meet him and ask him question. So he goes to Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and asks this question. How do I find? I'm reading different scriptures. Each of the scripture is glorifying some deity. And each of the scripture is saying some process is the best. Some scripture is saying bhakti, some scripture is saying jnana, some scripture is saying karma. I'm confused. What should I do? Then Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, you cannot understand the absolute truth by becoming a bookworm. You cannot understand the absolute truth by becoming a bookworm. The only way to understand the absolute truth in Kali Yuga is by chanting these holy names of Krishna. Cheto darpanam arjanam mahadhavag nirvapanam shriya kairava chandrika vitaranam vidyavadu jivanam anandamudi vardhanam pratipadam purnamrita aswadanam sarvatma snaparam param vijayate Shri Krishna sankirtanam is vidyavadu jivanam. So it is a complete knowledge. It's by chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. By chanting the holy names of Krishna, we can understand knowledge in the Kali Yuga. There's no other way to realize knowledge. It's the only way to get knowledge. Okay. It's not by becoming a bookworm. He said, just don't, there's the only way you can liberate yourself. There's no other way. There is no other way. There is no other way. So we have to take to Bhagavad Gita and we have to just stop here. And Krishna also in Bhagavatam, he says, this is the end of knowledge. In Bhagavad Chatushloki Bhagavata, there is Chatushloki Bhagavata where Vishnu says, anybody who's trying to find out the absolute truth philosophy, they must stop here because there is nothing beyond this. This is the end. Matta parataram nanyat kinchidasti dhananjaya mai sarvam idam protam sutre maniganariva. My dear Arjuna, there is no truth superior to me. Krishna is declaring in Bhagavad Gita, there is no truth superior to me. So if somebody says, no, there is an impersonal God who has become Krishna, then avajananti mam mudha manushim tanmas is a fool. Krishna is saying fools. Avyaktam vyaktimapannam manyante abuddhayaha. Krishna says, if somebody says Krishna is a human, he is a fool. If somebody says, no, Krishna was an impersonal form, took the personal form, such a person is abuddhaya, fool. It's not in my words, Krishna's words. Abuddhaya means fool. Buddhaya means intelligent. Abuddhaya means not intelligent. Mudha, avajananti mam mudha. Manushim tarmashrita. If somebody says Krishna was a human being, he is a fool. Krishna is telling all of this. Okay, we have to understand that. So we have to understand the superior truth. Krishna is the original Jagat Guru, and his empowered representatives are also gurus. Krishna is the original Guru. And Krishna is declaring it here. Aham sarvasya prabhavo matta sarvam pravartate iti matva bhajante mam buddha bhava samanta. Everything is coming from Krishna. All the spiritual worlds, material worlds, everybody is emanating from Krishna only. So now we'll see very, very nice verses here. All the Vedic literature agrees that Krishna is the source of Brahma, Shiva and all demigods. In the Atharva Veda, Gopalatapani Upanishad, it said, Yo Brahmanam vidhadati. Yo Brahmanam vidhati purvam. Yo vai vedamscha gopayati. Gapayati sma Krishna. It was Krishna who in the beginning instructed Brahma, the Vedic knowledge. Narayana Upanishad says, Ata purusho havai Narayana akamayata prajasrajayeti. Then the Supreme Personality Narayana desired to create the living entities. Narayanat Brahma Jayate, Narayanat Prajapati Prajayate, Narayanat Indro Jayate, Narayanat Astau Vasavo Jayante, Narayanat Ekadasha Rudro Jayante, Narayanat Dvadashadityaha. From Narayana, Brahma is born. From Narayana, the patriarchs are also born. From Narayana, Indra is born. From Narayana, the 8 Vasus are born. From Narayana, the 11 Rudras are born. From Narayana, 12 Adityas are born. Thus, Narayana, this Narayana is the expansion of Krishna. In the same way, thus it says, Brahmanyo Devaki Putraha. There are some miscreants who try to misinterpret every line, okay, trying to take the focus away from Krishna. But see, they try to say Vishnu means not Vishnu. Vishnu means impersonal. The complete pervading Vishnu, they say like that. There is no chance. Brahmanyo Devaki Putraha. Now they cannot distort this. Devaki Putra is son of Devaki. The Parabrahman, the Supreme Brahman is the son of Devaki Devi. Eko vai Narayana asi na brahmaneshano napo nagnisomao neme dvava prithvi na nakshatrani na suryaha. Eko vai Narayana asi. In the beginning, the creation, there was only Supreme Personality Narayana. Na Brahma. There was no Brahma. Neshano, na Ishano, no Shiva. Na Apo, no water. Na Agni, no fire. Somau, no moon. Neme dvav apritivi na nakshatrani na suryaha. There was no moon, there was no earth, there was no stars, there was nothing in the sky except Narayana. In the Maha Upanishad, it is said that Lord Shiva was born from the forehead of the Supreme Lord. Thus, the Vedas say that it is the Supreme Lord, the creator of Brahma and Shiva, who is to be worshipped. Mahabharata, Krishna says, Prajapatim cha rudram chapya ahameva srujam vai tauhi mam na vijanito mam mayam vimohitau. The patriarchs Shiva and others are created by me. Although they do not know that they are created by me because they are deluded by my illusory energy. I told you this. Muhyanti Yasurayaha, I told you in the last class that the demigods are in illusion. They don't know their source. Because Krishna has explained in this word, in this chapter, that Name Vidu Suragana. That means the Sura. Name Viduhu. They don't know. The Suragana, they don't know. The demigods, they don't know from where they have come. Krishna, they don't know Krishna. Aham Adirhi Devanam. Krishna says he's Adi Deva. You know, Krishna's name is Adi Deva. Shiva's name is Mahadeva. Adi Deva, Mahadeva. Adi Deva. Adi Deva means source of all the Devatas. In the Varaha Purana, Narayana Paras Paro Devas Tasmat Jatas Chaturmukha Tasmat Rudro Abhavat Devaha Sacha Sarva Jnatam Gataha. Narayana is the Supreme Lord. From him Brahma was born. From whom Shiva was born. This is the Vedic version. Anything against this version is stuti. That's all. It is just a stuti, means exaggeration. Exaggeration for faith. That's it. But it's not the absolute truth. Just to give us faith. Because Krishna is explaining, no? Krishna says, if anybody is getting attracted to a demigod, I give the faith. Tamyeva vidadamyaham shraddhaya shraddha. The faith towards the worship of a demigod is given by Krishna himself. Krishna is saying that in Bhagavad. I give the faith to worship demigods. Because he wants a particular desire. I give the faith from within. To the demigods also, only from me faith comes. From Krishna only the faith will come. Whether we have to worship Krishna or to worship a demigod, that faith also is given by Krishna only. Why? When will he give you faith towards Krishna? When will he give you faith towards demigods? Yes. If Krishna sees as Paramatma that you have got a lot of desires, and these desires have to be fulfilled, Krishna gives faith in the demigods. If he sees that there are no desires in your heart, then Krishna gives faith in himself. And the another reason is, If Krishna sees a person as completely sinless person, then he gives faith in him, because it's a very special thing. I mean, we cannot decide when will Krishna give faith or not. Okay, we cannot dictate Krishna. He is not our servant. I cannot debate with Krishna. Why are you giving faith to him? Why are you not giving? He's not our servant. Okay, he will give it at his own sweet will. It is said in the Vedas that the Supreme Lord will reveal himself. It is his wish. We don't even know how we were selected, all of us. We don't know. It's Supreme Lord's mercy, that's all. How did we get the mercy? How did somebody else did not get? We don't know. We should be just thankful that we got the mercy. That's it. And once Prabhupada was asked by his disciples, we are Westerners, we have not done any kind of a good activity. We have always been very sinful. How did we get Krishna consciousness? Prabhupada said, you got Krishna consciousness because of me. So the Prabhupada is saying that association of the pure devotee, because of association of the pure devotee like Prabhupada, we have all got this devotional service. Otherwise, this is very rare. Manushyanam sahasreshu kaschit yatati siddhaye yatatam api siddhanam kaschit ma'amiti tatvatah. There are millions of living entities, but not everybody is able to understand about Krishna. Very, very rare. Only the person who is sinless. Tesham antargatam papam jananam punya karmani. Only if we have so much of punya accumulated over so many lifetimes, we will be able to hear this truth today. Otherwise, no. So that's how we should understand Krishna from the bona fide spiritual master with references from the Vedic literature and engage all our energy in Krishna consciousness and become a learned man. In comparison to such a person, all others who do not know Krishna properly are but fools. Only a fool would consider Krishna to be an ordinary man. A Krishna conscious person should not be bewildered by fools. He should avoid all unauthorized commentaries and interpretations on Bhagavad Gita and proceed in Krishna consciousness with determination and faith. How many of you are understanding the depth of this verse? Has this gone deep? Has this verse gone deep? Yes?
Going.
Still going. It's in the process of my... Yes.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Yes, Prabhu.
Prabhuji, may I ask something?
Yes,
In the
please.
last, this thing you were telling that even Lord Shiva is covered by the illusory energy of Krishna.
Yes.
So he is Shiva Tattva, Prabhuji, in a way, right?
Correct.
So still, I mean, he's covered by the Maya thing or the illusionary energy?
Everybody is covered. I mean, like Shiva is the greatest of the demigods. But, Krishna is explaining the Bhagavad Gita. I'll show you one verse. You'll understand, okay?
Sure.
Actually, there's nobody in this entire universe. There's nobody at all. There's nobody at all who is not covered by illusion. There's nobody. I'll just show you the verse. You'll understand this, okay? Just see this. I mean, we're not particularly talking about Lord Shiva, but generally, okay? Because if you look at it in a different angle, Lord Shiva is Vaishnavanam Yata Shambhu. That's a different angle altogether. That he is the best of the devotees. But we are talking about generally. Generally, see this verse, 18 chapter 40. Natadasti prithibhyam va divideveshu va punaha sattvam prakriti jairmuktam yadyebhi syat tribir gunaihi. There is no being existing either here or among the demigods in the higher planetary systems which is freed from the three modes born of material nature. That means there is Sattvagun, Rajogun, Tamogun. I showed you the chart. Danavas and Daityas, animals, they are all Tamogun, isn't it?
Yes, Prabhuji.
And
Prabhuji,
human beings are in Rajogun, right?
Yes, Prabhuji.
And then what happens now? And then the demigods, including Lord Shiva himself declaring in Bhagavatam that he is in mode of goodness. He's saying that, we are all conditioned by mode of goodness. Are you understanding? So there is some conditioning of the mode of goodness. There is only one personality in the entire universe who is completely transcendental to these three modes, that is Krishna. Okay?
Prabhuji, Sadashiv is beyond universe, right?
Correct. When we talk about Sadashiv, again, that's a different concept, different point of view. Sadashiv is expansion of Mahavishnu, or Mahavishnu and Sadashiv are said to be like milk and curd. Milk transforms into curd. Right? Kshiram dati yadi vikara yogat. So milk transforms into curd. So in a way, they are non-different. Mahavishnu and Sadashiva are non-different in that way. When you talk about Sadashiva, yes, he's non-different from Mahavishnu in one way. But he's
Prabhuji,
like
then who are these the people who worship Shiva? Who are they worshipping?
they are
They're
usually
worshipping-
worshipping Rudra. They are usually worshipping Rudra, who is like the son of Brahma. They are worshipping the son
Okay.
of Brahma. They are not worshipping Sadashiva.
Okay.
Because when they
And,
worship Sadashiva, Sadashiva is giving very clear instructions. He is the spiritual Shiva who is instructing everybody to, he's always chanting the names of Lord Rama. He's always reading Bhagavad Gita. He's always reading Srimad Bhagavatam. It's a Shiva Gita. I mean, it's Srimad Bhagavatam. It will come to that concept. But those people who are in the material world, they are worshipping Rudra.
so Prabhuji, those Lord Ramchandra who performed puja of Shivji, was it Sadashiv Prabhuji in Rameshwaram? Lord Rama.
Yeah, see, yeah, it is possible. Yes. Actually, we have to understand all these devatas, all the demigods, there's a spiritual version of them. It is given in the Padma Purana that including Durga and Ganesha and Shiva, there's a spiritual version of them. Sadashiva, Yogamaya, and Vishvaksena. Spiritual Ganesha, and that means Ganesha in the spiritual world is Vishvaksena. That is, in the Vaikunta, there is one Ganesha called Vishvaksena. Okay. So he looks like 400 form. He looks like Vishnu. Okay. He is the spiritual.
Oh, that's why Prabhuji, we were reading in Srimad Bhagavatam that no deity prayers can be performed without worshipping Ganesha. So they were talking about this Ganesha.
This Ganesha of the Vaikunta.
Oh,
Ganesha of the Vaikunta.
So that day we were discussing how can it be possible that we have to first pray that. Means we'll be stuck with the demigods only. Okay,
Yes.
today I understood, Prabhuji.
Yes,
Okay.
And then Durga also, there is a Yoga Maya. Yoga Maya from the spiritual world is, Purnamasi. Purnamasi is Yoga Maya, who is conducting the, who is orchestrating the pastimes of Radha and Krishna and Vrindavan. That is Yoga Maya. Yoga Maya is Krishna's internal potency by which he takes incarnation. He does all his Leela, Rama and Leela, Krishna Leela, all Leelas will happen with the help of internal potency. That is Yoga Maya potency. So that is spiritual form of Durga.
And Prabhuji, Kali, Ma Kali?
Kali is a material form of Yoga Maya, and Kali and Mahakal. Okay, they are all the forms of, when Lord Mahavishnu glances at the Pradhana, he glances at that lump of material nature, right? When he looks at that, then there enters Sadashiva potency, okay, and then the Samvit Shakti, I forgot the name, sorry, but it is the Shakti, the Kali Shakti enters there. So Kali is that force which enters into the material world and takes care of the creation, maintenance and destruction. You see, under the supervision of Lord Vishnu. Okay, when Mahavishnu glances, that's where the one of the energies of Lord will go.
And Prabhuji, Ravana worshipped Sadashiv or Shivji because he was
Shivji.
carrying
He was
name.
worshipping Rudra. He was worshipping
Rudra. Okay.
Rudra. Shivji here. Yeah. Shivji of the material world he was worshipping. Anybody who worships Sadashiv, they become devotee.
So Prabhuji, Sadashiv and Samba Shiva are the same?
Shambhu is same. Sadashiva and Shambhu are same, I know that. But I don't know about Samba Shiva. Sorry, Mataji, I don't know about Samba Shiva.
Because at Vrindavan, Guruji was saying Om Namah Shivaya also should be actually a mantra to be given by the Guru, but general people can actually pray on Samba Shiva, like Om Samba Shivaya Namaha, that way.
Mahamrityunjaya Shiva, something.
I don't know
So
about that, Mataji.
Shiva
Sorry.
is the Mahavaya. He's the highest Vaishnava, is what I had
Yes,
heard.
correct.
Prabhu.
Vaishnavanam Yatha Shambhu. Among all the devotees of Vishnu, the highest devotee is Shambhu. Vaishnavanam Yatha Shambhu. And Shiva is the highest devotee. Yes, right.
Okay, but Rudra form are under illusory energy, not Samba Shiva.
No, Rudra forms are all under the illusory
Illusory
energy. They are in Sattvaguna. They are in the Sattvaguna manifestation only. They are in Sattvaguna. They are, he's the Rudra is the incarnation of destruction for Tamoguna, associated with the Tamoguna and associated with for the destruction of the universe. Purpose is to
From
for the destruction of the universe.
From
And
the-
under him, all the Bhutaganas, all the Pretas, ghostly people, all of them are associated there.
from the eyebrows of Lord Brahma.
From the eyebrows of Lord Brahma, Rudra was appeared. Correct.
Prabhuji, the spiritual forms of Shiva, Durga, and Ganesha.
Yeah.
For the Ganesh festival, the idol that comes that I see or all of us see has 4 limbs. No, so that is the spiritual form of Ganesha that we are worshipping.
See, generally, those people in the material world, no, they're worshipping the material form of it. They're not worshipping the spiritual origin of Ganesha. They're not worshipping Vishwaksena. They're worshipping material form of Ganesha for material benefits only. They want success in the material pursuits. They're not worshipping the devotee of the Lord. They're not worshipping with that mood, right? They're worshipping only the incarnation there, okay, for the sake of some material benefits. So their consciousness is they're going to be getting material benefits only. That's it.
Okay, but if we learn it, like now you have enlightened us, and now if I go visit my colony Ganpati idol, I will worship I normally don't ask for anything except for bhakti, so probably it is meant for the spiritual Ganesha.
Yeah, you can go and worship in a spiritual form, and you can think of like, here is Lord Ganesha, who is coming from Vishwaksena, from the spiritual world, who is a pure devotee of Krishna. Like that, you can think and you can worship.
I heard about this, Prabhuji, in one of some lectures, but I did not want to further pursue on it. But thank you for enlightening us,
Sure.
Prabhuji. This is really nice. Thank you very much.
Sure. Even Srila Prabhupada said once, somebody who was chanting, said that, this one devotee was chanting Shiva's names. He said, okay, he's chanting Shiva's names as the devotee of Krishna. And Prabhupada said, yes, it is okay, no problem. He said. So, but what happens is, for us, we are in a very preliminary stage, beginner stage. Our faith is Komala, Shraddha. And in such a faith, when we get into demigod worship and associate with the demigod worshippers, that is more dangerous actually. Demigod worship is not bad. Demigod worshipper mentality is very bad. That mentality is there, no? Kama is jnana. That, the mentality of worshipping a demigod is, I want desires. Okay, here is one desire fulfilling demigod. Let me glorify and just follow the rules and regulations of which will please this demigod and take the benefits and leave. This mentality, people, if we associate, we are finished. That is more dangerous.
Praying to Devi to elude us from Maya is okay, right?
Mataji, praying to?
Praying to Devi, like
you can pray as a yoga Maya.
Sai or whatever, we can pray to elude us of getting into illusory thing, right? To show us the right direction.
Yeah, as yoga Maya, you can pray. See, in Jagannath Puri, okay, we have Vimla Devi temple, isn't it? Vimla Devi temple is, when you go to see Lord Jagannath, you also see Vimla Devi temple, right? So, and the prasadam offered to Lord, first of all, it's offered to Lord Jagannath. And then the offered prasadam is then given to Vimala Devi. And then it is given to the public. You see? So that should be our mood when you are worshipping the Devatas. Or when you are going to Vrindavan, there is a Kshetrapal. For Vrindavan, Kshetrapal is, who is it? Gopeshwar Mahadev. Gopeshwar Mahadev. So if you want to worship Shiva, worship Gopeshwar Mahadev. If you want to worship Durga, worship Vimala Devi. You see? If you want to worship Ganesha, worship Vishwaksena. When we worship like this, we will not be losing our track. Otherwise, there's a huge risk of losing a track and forgetting and falling into the illusion of Krishna. Again, we'll fall into the illusion that everybody is an independent supreme Lord. When we think like that, it's atheism. When we think that all of them are coming from a formless God, okay, these are all different forms of the formless God. This is called as Mayavad. Actually, there is nowhere in the scriptures which is written like that, but it is so popularly said in everywhere. Everybody so confidently says, "Oh, all the gods are different forms of the same formless God." Actually, Bhagavad Gita never entertains. There's not even a single verse which says. It says the opposite. It says, "Brahmano hi pratishtaham." It says the formless is actually dependent on me. Brahmano hi pratishtaham. Amrutasya avyayasya cha. Krishna is saying, I'm Nirguna. He's saying, I'm Nirguna Swarupa. Krishna is saying that Brahman is also based on me. It's the effulgence of me. That is the correct philosophy. It's a Vedic philosophy. But the popular version that we'll hear is all are different forms of the same impersonal form. That's wrong. When we say that, what it basically means when you say all are the forms of the impersonal form, what you're trying to say is, okay, form and names are temporary. Just like, okay, my face, my photo, this structure, okay, this is unique. As long as I'm alive, this picture is my face, photo, everything is there. My form is there, correct? So after my death, this form doesn't make any sense, this form of mine. Are you understanding? This form of mine is not an eternal form, isn't it? So it is indirectly you're trying to say that, okay, these are all forms and names. They're all temporary. They're good. They'll help you to go to that supreme, but they're temporary. When you say it, Krishna's form is temporary, Krishna's names are temporary, it's an offense. So it's Mayavad. You should be very careful about this philosophy. Okay? We should not entertain that thought that there is a formless God from whom the form is Krishna, another form is Shiva, another form is Ganesha. If you fall into the trap, that is Mayavad. We should never entertain that thought. Okay? We should only go, whatever Krishna says, we should repeat. We do not have authority to change, speculate, or try to force fit into what we feel is correct. That is all atheism. And God is saying very clearly that Aham Sarvasya Prabhavo, we should just say, yes, Krishna is the source of all spiritual world, material world. That's it. A pure devotee doesn't deviate from there. Whatever Krishna says, we will repeat. That's it. We will not entertain any other thought. Is it okay? Anybody has any other question?
Prabhuji, my question, one question, Prabhuji.
Yes, please.
See, Brahma age is about 100 years of, that is of yugas and, but if Shiva is son of Brahma, is it so, Prabhuji?
Yes, Rudra is the son of Brahma. Yes, that is the traditional Vedic philosophy.
But Brahma age is fixed 100 years. So what about Shiva age is eternal? How it is, Prabhuji?
Prabhuji, it is a very difficult topic and difficult to understand. Okay, first of all, there's again it will get into some fine subtlety. The fine subtlety again is, even though Lord Rudra or Lord Shiva is the son of Brahma, he is not less than Brahma. Is greater than Brahma. That also is a point that we have to remember. Okay, Shiva Tattva is not Jiva Tattva. Brahma is Jiva, 100% Jiva. Okay. But Shiva is not a Jiva. Okay, so he incarnates through Brahma, doesn't mean he's less than Brahma. Okay, that is important to understand. He's beyond Brahma. He's just next to Krishna. That's all. That is how we explain. Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead. Correct. Krishna is supreme personality of Godhead, and just next to him is Shiva. That's all. That's how we explain. He's only next to Krishna, and there's nobody between them. Okay, everybody's
Prabhuji, now I'm confused.
Even I'm confused, Prabhuji, because Mahavishnu, we say like he is next to Krishna in terms of features and this thing.
You're getting confused. Okay, see, I'll tell you. Okay, let's draw a diagram.
I'll explain. I'll have a separate class for it, Prabhu.
Yeah, I think that's correct. That's correct.
You're mixing up a lot of things here or confusing everyone rather.
That's right.
I think it's better to really have something specific at this time and something else at some other time, Prabhu.
Yeah, makes sense, Prabhuji. Actually, you're right. But
Please,
let
really
me.
going off track.
Yeah, we're
We are
going
going off
completely
track,
off track.
Prabhu.
Absolutely, you're right.
We are off track,
Thank you for
Prabhu.
bringing us back to track.
Prabhu,
Sorry
one
to
of,
disturb. Sorry
Prabhuji,
to
one
be.
of
Yes,
one
yes,
of the
yes.
offenses also that Krishna, nobody is equal to Krishna or above him or above him. Thinking like this is also an offense, na Prabhuji. So how
There's
can
nobody
you
equal to
place
Krishna.
Shiva to him, parallel to Krishna?
Yeah, so it's important for us to understand. Yes, no, I understand, but I think we have to understand this verse, because if we don't understand this verse, no, if we don't have conviction, so this is where we are stuck, no? We are stuck in this material world because we are not able to go past this 10.9, 9, 10, 11, right? 8, 9, 10, 11. So this Aham Sarvasya Prabhavo, we have to understand this clearly. So in simple words, see, there are different types of avatars of Krishna. Okay. So one of the types of avatar is Purusha avatar. So among the Purusha avatar, we have the 3 Vishnus. So who are they?
Karanadaksha Vishnu, Garbhodaksha Vishnu, Kshirodaksha Vishnu.
Correct. And then we have the Guna avatar. Guna avatar means
Brahma, Vishnu,
modes
Mahesh.
of material nature. Who are they?
Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva.
Trimurti. Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva. And then we have the Shakti Avesh avatar, Leela avatar, Yuga avatar. Yuga avatar. I mean, I'm not telling in a specific. You have Yuga avatar, we have Leela avatar, and we have Manvantar avatar, Manu avatar, Shakti Avesh avatar. So these are all different avatars of Krishna. All of them are different avatars of Krishna. But one simple thing we have to remember, everybody is below Krishna. If we understand this, it's enough. Is it okay?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Matta parataram nanyat kinchidasti dhananjaya mai sarvavidam proktam sutre maniganariva. It is enough if we understand this much. This is enough. Okay, if you understand this Krishna Tattva, that is enough. That's it. All the Trimurtis, all the Vishnu, everybody is below Sri Krishna. That's it. Okay, they are all avatars of Krishna. That's it. They are all avatars of Krishna, different avatars of Krishna. But again, one difference is there is something called as Vishnu Tattva, which is completely non-different. So who are the 3 Vishnus are completely non-different. So just like a candle, okay, there are different candles here, okay. One candle is lighting another candle. So now, is there a difference between this candle and this candle and this candle and this candle?
No, Prabhuji.
No, right? So if this is Krishna, this is 3 Vishnus. So all the Vishnu Tattvas are like that, candles light by one after the other. They are all the same. But which is not Vishnu Tattva, that is an expansion, which is not the same. It is like when it is combined with, like I said, no, 3 modes of material nature, then there is slight tinge of 3 modes of material nature. It may be negligible, but it is there. It is not completely beyond the 3 modes of material nature. There is only one person. Krishna is explaining here, no, that there is only one person. There's nobody actually that who is beyond these 3 modes of material nature except himself. That is, if I see this 18.40, if you see this 18.40, please remember this 18.40. There is no being existing here or among the demigods in the higher planetary system which is freed from these 3 modes born of material nature. There's nobody. That's it. If you understand this, is enough. Finished. End of all the confusion. Okay? Clear? Not clear? This
Yes,
is clear?
Prabhuji, clear.
Prabhuji, one thing, Prabhuji, when we say Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh, I mean, those who represent 3 gunas. So it's same Rudra, Prabhuji? That's
same Rudra. Yes, when we say
Rudra.
Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh, it's Rudra. Correct.
And when the half pralaya happens after 1,000 years of 1,000 years, right, Prabhuji? So Shiva.
Every day of Brahma, no? Every day of Brahma is a half pralaya.
There's a half pralaya, correct, Mataji. So then, Prabhuji, Shiva, Rudra avatar stays, or they also kind of change?
I think Rudra avatar goes away when I'm not sure about it. Okay, I'm not very clear. I think Rudra avatar goes away
Prabhuji,
because
we just completed in Bhagavatam. Everybody goes and again in the same place, all of them
correct.
come back.
Everybody goes, and they'll come. We said no. I mean, again at the beginning of the day of Brahma, there's nobody. Just now we saw no. There is only Narayana. In the material world, there is no sun, there is no sky, there is nothing. There's
Even
no
sun
water.
goes away, Prabhuji. Sun goes away.
Sun is also gone. Nothing is there.
What?
There's no sun. Sun is also gone. Everything goes back into Vishnu.
So next day morning there's a fresh sun.
Next day morning, like completely fresh. Yeah. Every day it's a fresh creation.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Okay. So this is very complicated, isn't it? I understand this is very complicated, and we have been confused enough. We are all enough confused, and people also have been confused enough. Okay, that's the reason why we've been confused a lot. Right? It's so confusing, obviously. That's why you know who is the source of this confusion? Who has created this confusion? It's Vyasdev who has written all of this scriptures, isn't it? The Puranas and Mahabharata. And so after writing all these Puranas and Mahabharata, okay, so do you know what happened to Vyasdev? What happened to Vyasdev after that?
He
He
was
did not feel
still
satisfied.
unhappy and not satisfied, Prabhuji.
He was
He was
not
still
satisfied.
unhappy.
See, he was not satisfied. He should have been satisfied. No, then if it's perfect philosophy, then he should be satisfied, isn't it? Vyasdev, incarnation of the Lord, he has written all of this, but he was not satisfied. Right? Then what happened?
Narad Muni
That's
came.
when Narad Muni
Narad
came and
Muni
instructed
comes.
him
Narad
to...
Muni comes, and he speaks to Vyasdev asks to Narad Muni that, okay, what happened? And Narad Muni says this. Okay, this is very important for us to understand. Okay, why we should not get into this. Even in thoughts also we should not get into that. I mean, getting into Asat Shastra or the Shastras which do not talk about Krishna, if we get into it, if we get into Mayavada, we are finished. Narada is saying this. He is telling, whatever you desire to describe that is separate in vision from the Lord simply reacts with different forms, names and results to agitate the mind as the wind agitates a boat which has no resting place. So how many of you experienced this? When we were discussing about Krishna, Supreme Lord, we felt very peaceful. Yes. And then when suddenly the confusion started with so many different names of the Devdas, we felt very agitated. How many of you can resonate with what I'm saying? Yes or no? Was our mind agitated or peaceful when we heard about so many different names and got confused in between?
Agitated, Prabhuji.
Agitated. And when we were hearing about the supremacy of Krishna, how was our mind?
Calm.
It was calm. It was calm, completely calm. So, do you want an agitated mind or do you want a calm mind? What do you want? Right? So, if you want peace and a calm mind, then we should not even discuss the scriptures which are not Krishna conscious. That's why Krishna is saying in Bhagavad Gita, right? He says, Bhoktaram yajna tapasam sarvaloka maheshwaram suhridam sarvabhutanam jnatva mam dash ruchati.
Shantim.
Jnatva shantim ruchati.
Peace formula.
Is a peace formula. A person in full consciousness of me, knowing me to be the ultimate beneficiary of the sacrifices and austerities, the supreme lord of all the planets and demigods, and the benefactor of well-wisher of all living entities, attains peace from pangs of material business. So, if we want this Shanti, Param Shanti, or complete peace of mind, we should not even discuss, according to me. We should even avoid the topic of demigods, according to me. Because the moment we start talking about them, we start entertaining a thought that there is an independent supreme personality of God. And the moment that thought enters into our head, our peace of mind is finished. Our minds become agitated. And the moment you come back again, rest yourself and say, Krishna is the ultimate supreme personality of God, your mind completely rests. Okay? So let's not continue the topics. Let's I mean, Narada himself was upset with Vyasdev, saying that, whatever you've written here, it's simply reacting in different ways, and people are getting super confused. So let's not get confused. Let's go from confusion to clarity, right? So let's go to clarity. So those people with clarity, you know what they do? Let's go to the next verse. The next verse is the people with clarity. Matchitta madgata prana bodhayanta parasparam katayantascha mam nityam tushyanti cha ramanti cha. Okay, let me give a chance to one of you. Okay, Sunita Mataji, Hare Krishna, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Gita prana bodhayantaha parasparam katyantas cha mam nityam tushyanti cha ramanti cha. Synonyms: mat chitta, their minds fully engaged in me; mat gata prana, their lives devoted to me; bodhayantaha, preaching; parasparam, among themselves; katayantaha, talking; cha, also; mam, about me; nityam, perpetually; tushyanti, become pleased; cha, also; ramanti, enjoy transcendental bliss; cha, also. Translation: the thoughts of my pure devotees dwell in me, their lives are fully devoted to my service, and they derive great satisfaction and bliss from always enlightening one another and conversing about me. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. So the pure devotees are completely clear, and the only topic of discussion is Krishna. So their minds, it's written here, see, the minds cannot be diverted from the lotus feet of Krishna. It's like they're fixed on the lotus feet of Krishna. These are called the pure devotees of Krishna. And then they engage 24 hours in glorifying the qualities and pastimes of the Lord. And they take so much of pleasure in discussing about him with the other devotees, right? So devotees, when you hear about Krishna, when you talk about Krishna, do you feel pleasure? Yes or no?
Yes,
Yes,
Prabhuji.
Prabhuji. Yes.
Yes. Right? So that's the, but yeah, the pure devotees are relishing this pleasure. So in the preliminary stage, they relish the transcendental pleasure from the service itself. And in the mature stage, they are actually situated in the love of God. So in the beginning, they are doing different kinds of services to the Lord, like Archa Seva, deity service, Kirtan, all this. And then later, it matures into the love of Godhead. So like Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, okay? And then there's very nice, okay, just see this picture. Machita madgata pranaha bodhayantaha parasparam katayantascha mam nityam tushyanti cha ramanti cha. So these devotees, first qualification is matchittaha. Matchitta means Krishna consciousness. Means to have Krishna in your consciousness is called matchitta. Madgata prana. They completely surrender their life and soul to Krishna. I mean, their life, living force, everything is Krishna. Bodhayanta parasparam. They converse with each other. They teach each other about what? Katayantascha mam. They're talking about Krishna Katha. There's so many beautiful pastimes of Krishna that these devotees are talking about. Katayantascha mam nityam. Tushyanti cha ramanti cha. They're feeling very blissful by chanting. So what is there? What is that? Katayantascha mam nityam tushyanti cha ramanti cha. Let us see. This is in the Srimad Bhagavatam. Where can you get this Katayanta? Krishna Katha is here. Srimad Bhagavatam. So inside the Srimad Bhagavatam, see, there are so many prayers. The prayers of Gajendra, prayers of the gopis, right? And prayers of different devotees, prayers of Lord Shiva, prayers of Lord Brahma, prayers of Kunti, Draupadi, Kunti Devi,
Bhishma Pitamaha.
Bhishma Pitamaha. Prahlad Maharaj, Dhruva Maharaj, Prachetas. There are so many beautiful pastimes, beautiful stories of Krishna. Just like the gopis are always talking about Krishna. They are sometimes enacting the pastimes of Krishna. Right? When Krishna was in the Rasa dance, he left in between. The gopis became so mad that they started to act different pastimes of Krishna. Somebody became Vaman Dev, and one gopi became Bali Maharaj. And the gopi is like, bending down, and another is Vaman Dev. Somebody became Narsimha, somebody became Prahlad, and somebody became Hiranyakashipu, and they started enacting that. So they became so mad that they were acting different pastimes of Krishna. Right? So this is called as Machitta. This is called as Machitta, Madgata Prana, Bodhayanta Parasparam, Katayantascha Mam Nityam, Tushyanti Cha Ramanti. They're always talking about Krishna. Their only topic is Krishna. The Vrindavan Vasis, the Gopas, Vasudev, it seems that they will go. They'll arrange Nanda Maharaj, right? Nanda Maharaj will call for a meeting. And all the Gopas will come. Sunanda, all of them will come, and they'll all sit down. And they say, okay, my dear friends, I've called you, all of you, for this meeting. We have a very important topic to discuss. And then they start talking about Krishna. Instead of talking about the business. Say, actually, recently we've seen there was a demon that has come and that has attacked Krishna. And Krishna killed that demon. And then some other person stands up and says, Krishna is not ordinary. And then they're not talking anything about the business, okay? They're so lost that they're only talking about Krishna all the day. The Gopas, the Gopis, elderly Gopis, Vrindavanas, everybody. This is what Krishna is expecting us to do. Machitta Madgata Prana Bodhayanta Parasparam Katayantascha Mam Nityam Tushyanti Cha Ramanti Cha. And then there is so much of transcendental bliss when we are hearing and chanting about Krishna. Right? So what happens next? When we continue to do this, there's something very wonderful that happens. So what happens is, there's something called as a seed of devotional service. There's a seed of devotional service that starts. So what happens is this. When you start, the seed of devotional service is poured into our hearts by the spiritual master. Right? Brahmande Brahmite Kono Bhagyavan Jiva Guru Krishna Kripa Paya Bhakti Lata Bija. So this Bhakti Lata has come to us. That means that the creeper of devotional service, it all starts with the Bhakti Lata Bija, the seed, the Guru, the spiritual master, plants this seed inside our hearts. Okay. So we have to water it very carefully. These creepers. This is Bhakti Lata. And it has to go to the Golok Vrindavan and touch the feet of Radha and Krishna. Until then, we should protect our creeper from different weeds. You see, when we started to discuss about the demigods, we were getting disturbed. That is also actually one of the weeds. To deviate from Krishna's feet is actually one kind of a weed which we should pluck it out and throw it. Otherwise, this creeper will not grow. We have to protect it from different kinds of... one important thing is we have to protect it from aparat, right? Vaishnava aparat, or, different nam aparat, it is said, right? To consider Krishna as equal to the demigods is one of the nam aparat. To consider Krishna's name equal to the name of Lord Shiva and Lord Brahma is considered to be an offense. To not follow the instructions of the spiritual master is one of the offense. These offenses will make the creeper dried up. We have to constantly water carefully. And we are doing gardening. We have to very carefully grow this tree until it fructifies to prema. Until it touches the Lord's lotus feet, prema. Until then, we have to pour water, kirtan and shravan. Okay? So that's what this verse is about, devotees. Okay? Let's go to the next verse. Is this okay? Everybody's clear? So in this verse, we spoke about different things. One thing we spoke about, pure devotees are always talking about Krishna. And then we spoke about the Bhakti Lata Bija, how we have to chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra, do Shravanam and Kirtanam about Krishna, and then grow this creeper. And we have to protect from the different kinds of weeds. The different weeds are Karma Kanda. That is to do fruitive activities, or to getting deviated to demigods. That's also one kind of a weed. That's also, it's going to dry up our devotional creeper. Right? Association of non-devotees is also one bad thing. And criticizing the devotees is also one, is a mad elephant. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, please be careful about that mad elephant. That elephant will come and just pluck out that whatever small creeper we have got, it will come and trample it in a moment. You have to be very careful about that. So the next verse. So when we spoke about Srimad Bhagavatam, how can you get Kathayantas Chamam Nityam? How can you get Katha? Krishna, this is Krishna Katha. Don't believe in this fake story of a formless God. When you say, people are saying formless God, Kathayantas Chamam Nityam, does it make any sense? Does a formless God have Katha? Are you able to understand what I'm saying? How can a person who has no form have a story? Katha, and how can we be blissful hearing about a person who has no form or who has no name? Right? So this concept of a handless, eyeless, legless, brainless God is atheism. Don't entertain that weed also. That's another weed. Don't entertain these weeds. Okay, let's go to the next verse. Right. Tesham satata yuktanam bhajatam pritipurvakam dadami buddhi yogam tam yena mam upayanti te. Vedaspurti Mataji. Let's go ahead.
Yes, Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Tesham satatayuktanam bhajantam pritipurvakam dadami buddhi yogam tam yena mam upayanti te. Synonyms: Tesham, unto them, satatayuktanam, always engaged, bhajatam, in rendering devotional service, pritipurvakam, in loving ecstasy, dadami, I give, buddhi yogam, real intelligence, tam, they, yena, by which, mam, unto me, upayanti, come, they. Translation: to those who are constantly devoted to serving me with love, I give the understanding by which they can come to me. Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. This is very important. Tesham satata yuktanam bhajatam pritipurvakam dadami buddhi yogam tam yena mam upayanti te. The word buddhi yoga is very important. Do you remember where did we hear this word buddhi yoga?
Chapter 2.
Chapter 2. That's nice. Very nice. Let's go to chapter number 2. Here, Esha tebihita sankhe buddhir yoge tvimam shruno buddhya yukto yaya partha karma bandham prayasyasi. Thus far, I have described this knowledge to you through analytical study. Now listen as I explain it in terms of working without fruitive results. O son of Pritha, when you act in such knowledge, you can free yourself from the bondage of works. Here the word has been used, buddhi yoga. Buddhi yoges tvimam shrunu. Actually, buddhi yoga, the perfect form of buddhi yoga is pure devotional service. That is why Srila Prabhupada has translated Karma Yoga as devotional service, work in devotion. Karma Yoga is not just acting without attachment. No, acting without attachment and giving away the fruits of action to the Supreme. That is Karma Yoga. If you only act without attachment, it is incomplete Karma Yoga. It is 50% Karma Yoga. 100% Karma Yoga is to give away the result to Krishna. Now, now Krishna is actually going to explain what is the Buddhi Yoga. Now Krishna is explaining Buddhi Yoga to the Satata Yuktana, always engaged, not seasonally engaged. Satata Yuktana, Bhajata. Bhajan, the word bhaja means to serve constantly serving. Preeti Purvakam, with loving ecstasy. Can you love a formless God? Tell me something, huh? Can you serve a formless God? Preeti Purvakam? Can you get love with a formless? I mean, there's no form, there's no name. How are you going to fall in love with a form? I mean, have you ever fallen in love with vacuum? Shunya. It is complete trash. This Mayavad. Okay. That's why Prabhupada, first thing that we learn in ISKCON is God is a person. Fundamental lesson. Nobody in the world knows this. Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. First of all is Purusha. Purusha means person. And he is Purushottama, the topmost personality. First we have to accept he is a person. But not an ordinary person, Purushottama. Extraordinary Purushottama. The topmost person. Right? And if we continuously engage like this, Krishna will give the knowledge. So Buddhi Yoga, so what happens is sometimes a person may have a bona fide spiritual master and may be attached to a spiritual organization, but if he is still not intelligent enough to make progress, then Krishna from within gives him instruction so that he may ultimately come to him without difficulty. So Krishna from within will help to the most sincere devotee who is Satata Yuktana. But having a bona fide spiritual master is not an option, it is compulsory. A person may have a bona fide spiritual master and may be attached, but if he is not intelligent enough, then Krishna gives the knowledge from within. So if Krishna gives knowledge from within. Krishna says how to go. Yena mam upayantite. How to go to Krishna, Krishna will explain. Okay. So let us see that. How Krishna gives knowledge from within. And what happens is this Buddhi Yoga concept, right? Let me explain here. See this. If we are attached to the results, then Karma Yoga is what we are trying to do. So we are attached to some activities and we are attached to the results. You can see in this picture, there's money, there's a car, there's a house, all of this, there's some attachment to relatives, family. So there's an attachment to the fruit. So this process is Karma Yoga. We are trying to detach ourselves from that fruit by giving that result away to Krishna. Jnana Yoga means somebody who is doing mental speculation about God. We're trying to understand who is Krishna, trying to analyze who is Krishna like that. Buddhi Yoga or Bhakti Yoga means who is completely surrendered to Krishna. Okay, Buddhi Yoga means completely surrendered to Krishna. You see this here. Krishna is explaining when a person knows the goal of life but is addicted to the fruits of activity, he is acting in Karma Yoga. But he knows that the goal is Krishna, but it takes pleasure in mental speculation to understand Krishna. He is acting in Jnana Yoga. We should not speculate. Speculation is a bad habit. And when he knows the goal and seeks Krishna completely in Krishna consciousness and devotional service, is acting in Bhakti Yoga or Buddhi Yoga, which is complete yoga. This complete yoga is the highest perfectional stage of life. So Bhagavad Gita is leading us towards this complete yoga system. The complete yoga system is this, to completely surrender to Krishna. That is the last instruction of Krishna, isn't it? Sarva dharman parityajya mamekam sharanam braja aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshayishyami ma shucha. What happens to these devotees who are always thinking about Krishna? What does Krishna do to them? Let us see this. Sonia Mataji, please go ahead and read this.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Text 11. तेषामेवानुकम्पार्थं महमज्ञानजं तमः नाशयाम्यात्मभावस्थो ज्ञानदीपेन भास्वता. Synonyms. Tesham, for them, eva, certainly. Anukampartham, to show special mercy. Aham, I. Ajnanajam, due to ignorance. Tamaha, darkness. Nashyami, dispel. Atma bhava, within their hearts. Sata, situated. Jnana, of knowledge. Deepena, with the lamp. Bhaswata, glowing. Translation. To show them special mercy, I, dwelling in their hearts, destroy with the shining lamp of knowledge the darkness born of ignorance. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Let's go through this here. See, so when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he was in Banaras, he was chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. He was chanting that mantra. And then Prakasha, there were so many people who were following him. There were some Mayavadis. Okay, there were some scholars there in Banaras. They criticized Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as a sentimentalist. They first of all thought, okay, this is sentimentalism. They don't understand. I mean, they don't know the absolute truth. They are sentimental people like that. So the Mayavadi people, they criticize devotees because they think that most devotees are in darkness. They don't know anything philosophy. They don't know Sanskrit. They don't know any philosophy. They don't know Vedanta like that. Prabhupada is writing, actually, that's not a fact. The devotees are very, very learned scholars. There are very, very learned scholars who have put the philosophy of devotion. The great scholars like Ramanujacharya, Madhvacharya, Baladev Vidyabhushan, who have put forward the philosophy of devotion in such a strong way. They have opposed all the kinds of Mayavad, impersonalism and all of that with their commentaries and polemic texts. So the point here is, even if a devotee does not take of their literatures or his spiritual master, if he is sincere in his devotional service, he is helped by Krishna himself within his heart. Very important verse to this. If you have a spiritual master, our spiritual journey becomes very easy. This is a fundamental point. Why do you need a spiritual master? Krishna is saying you don't need a spiritual master. Krishna is saying, for somebody who is always engaged, I'm going to give the knowledge from within. Once one disciple came to Prabhupada and he said, Prabhupada, I was speaking about importance of the spiritual master, and somebody challenged me and said, there's no need of spiritual master. Krishna said, I, dwelling in their hearts, destroy the shining lamp of knowledge, the darkness born of ignorance. And Prabhupada stared at that disciple. It became very heavy on him. He said, are you reading my books? Are you reading my books or not? What did you understand? Sant Tukaram's spiritual master was Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Prabhupada said, what are you reading? Are you reading the books at all? He said, this is for very, very rare souls. It is like there are some people who don't go to school, but they become CEOs. We have the example of Bill Gates and Mark Zuckerberg. Yes? They did complete the graduation. They stopped it in between. But they established some companies which are such big companies. Now, are we going to follow their example and make it a rule that if you want to become Bill Gates, if you want to become Mark Zuckerberg, if you want to become so successful like them, don't go to school? Is this the correct lesson, devotees? Can we say the same thing to our kids? Will you tell this to your kids? Don't go to school. There's no need of schooling. Because we have shining examples of Mark Zuckerberg and Bill Gates. There's no need of school. Will you say that? Yes or no? Please tell me.
No, Prabhuji.
Prabhuji.
Why you won't say? You can say now. Why you should not say?
That's not the correct approach, Prabhuji.
It's not the correct approach. There are exceptions.
99% of them will go astray.
Exactly. 99% will not even get graduated, and they'll not even have some job also. They'll struggle to make a living then if you tell this kind of instruction.
And it's all karma, na Prabhuji. Some people are born with karma. The karma
Yeah,
also.
it's a good karma. They were very intelligent. They were at the right opportunity. They were very intelligent. They had the right idea in their hands, and all the right opportunities came through. And they had such a powerful potential idea that they felt working on their idea was more important than schooling, because they were already sitting on that idea. Not that they didn't want to finish the education, right?
Excuse me, Prabhu, I think there
Yeah.
is a fundamental difference between us and them because our schooling is absolutely hopeless. Whereas
Yes.
their schooling, I'm talking about our Malaysian, I'm talking about Southeast Asian countries where I was involved in. The standard of schooling up to 10th is absolutely very good. It really creates a foundation for a kid to develop, which is not so with our SSLC or PUC. You ask a
Correct.
PUC student, is dumbfounded. He has to
Right.
go to college to study everything. So that is a fundamental difference. So I think we can't compare, that way.
Right, that's
Sorry.
right, that's right. But we can take some examples from Indian context also. There's some people who have
Yes,
not even done their graduation, but they are
yes,
crorepati's, right? So we can take Indian examples also like that, isn't it? Some
Didn't
people who are, yeah, who are not so, I mean, they don't have any fancy degrees. Somebody who was a waiter, okay, somebody, I think Paytm, I think Airtel CEO also, Airtel CEO. We have so many examples here also. Paytm CEO, Airtel CEO, they're coming from very humble beginnings, okay? They don't have any proper education, proper anything. Just came.
Rajnikant Prabhuji, he was the conductor.
Yeah, Rajnikant. So the point is this, I mean, what the point that I'm trying to come to is what Prabhupada is saying is, see, for 99% of the people, it's not the case, okay? It's a very rare person, okay? Somebody who doesn't have access to a spiritual master at all, who doesn't have access to scriptures, okay? Somebody cannot read. Somebody cannot read. Or somebody has no access to the spiritual master at all. In that case, if somebody is intensely praying to Krishna, then there's no need of anything. He's going to get knowledge from within. But for a normal person has to go to school. Normal person has to take the shelter of a spiritual master. Okay? And then intensely pray for the mercy of Krishna. And then intensely pray for the mercy of Krishna. Krishna will be more pleased. Okay? When we Tatvidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya upadekshati te jnanam jnanina sattvadarshana. Now, why I'm saying this here is, this verse can be taken out of context to understand. I mean, some people try to understand it in a way that, okay, I mean, Krishna and me, I don't need any middleman. So, see, are you able to connect with this logic? It's me and Krishna. It's my personal relationship. I don't want anybody in between. But this is a wrong philosophy, devotees. This is absolutely wrong. Because Krishna says, if you want to come to me, you first become the servant of my servant. Then I will serve. Then I will be merciful on you. You see, the devotee of the devotee is considered to be a devotee, but a direct devotee is not considered to be a devotee by Krishna. He says that in Adi Purana. My devotee is not my devotee. Anybody who says I am devotee of Krishna is not my devotee. Those who say that I am the servant of my servants, I'm servant of the servant of the servant of the servant of the servant, he is my devotee. Okay, if we directly go to Lord Ramchandra and say, I'm your devotee, please accept my service, he's not going to accept us. We have to go through Hanuman. If we directly go to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Raghunath Das Goswami, he tried to go to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu directly. Multiple times he was sent back. But he went to Nityananda Prabhu. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu accepted. He said, yes, you because you came through Nityananda Prabhu, I am accepting you. Otherwise, I will not accept you. Right? Dhruva Maharaj went through Narada. That's why he was able to get Lord Vishnu. And somebody saying, Sant Tukaram had a spiritual master. Let me clarify very clearly. In Chaitanya Charitamrita, it is explained that when Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he went to Maharashtra, he initiated a devotee named Tukaram. It's very clearly given in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Okay? So, it's very essential. I mean, it's an exceptional case that, we get the knowledge of Krishna from within. Okay, that's what
Even Gyaneshwar, no, Prabhuji?
everybody has a guru. There's nobody who doesn't have a guru. If somebody is there who doesn't have a guru, that may be some very, very exceptional case. That's it. And that exceptional case, we should not take inspiration from exception. We should not take inspiration from exceptional cases, isn't it? We should go with the standard process. The standard process is Tatvidhi Pranipatina Pariprashtena Sevaya Upadekshati Te Jnanam Jnaninas Tattvadarshana. Right. Point is, we have to. This is very important. This is very important. So even if the devotee does not take advantage of the literatures of these great spiritual masters or spiritual master, if he is very sincere in his devotional service, he will be helped by Krishna within the heart. So sincere devotee cannot be without knowledge. The only qualification is that one has to carry out devotional service in full Krishna consciousness. So we should have complete faith and we should have complete devotional service. We should be like, there's no devotee who is not having knowledge. We cannot say that. They'll get knowledge from within. And it says the Mayavadi philosophers think that by discriminating one can have pure knowledge. For them, the answer is given by the Supreme Lord. The Mayavadi philosophers mock the devotees and they say, these people, they do not know what is Brahman and what is Maya. They don't know the process of Neti. The answer is given by the Lord. Those who are engaged in pure devotional service, even if they are without sufficient knowledge or even without the sufficient knowledge of the Vedic scriptures, they are still helped by the Supreme Lord. The Lord tells Arjuna that basically there is no possibility of understanding the Supreme Personality of Godhead by speculating. Because the Supreme Truth is so great that it is not possible to understand Him or achieve Him simply by making a mental effort. We can go on speculating for millions of years, but if he is not devoted, if he is not a lover of the Supreme Truth, he will never understand Krishna, the Supreme Truth. Only by devotional service is the Supreme Truth Krishna pleased, and his inconceivable energy, he can reveal himself to the heart of a pure devotee. And the pure devotee always has Krishna within the heart, and the presence of Krishna is like the sun, and the darkness of the ignorance is at once dissipated. That is through the special mercy of the Lord. And due to the contamination of the material association through many, many births, one's heart is covered with dust of materialism. When one constantly chants Hare Krishna Maha Mantra in devotional service, the dust quickly clears and one is elevated to the platform of pure knowledge. The ultimate goal of Vishnu can be attained only by this chanting and by devotional service, not by mental speculation or arguments. The pure devotee doesn't have to worry about the material necessities. He doesn't have to be anxious because when he removes the darkness from the heart, everything is provided automatically by the Supreme Lord. This is the essence of the teachings of Bhagavad Gita. One can become a soul completely surrendered to the Supreme Lord and engage himself in pure devotional service as the Lord takes charge. One becomes completely free from all kinds of materialistic endeavors. Okay, so that is the thing. I'll just show you one picture to understand this better. How Krishna gives knowledge from within, right? How we are getting the knowledge from within, how Krishna gives knowledge from within, right? So this is I don't know, find it. Okay, so here is the picture. See this. Tesham evanukampartham aham ajnanajam tamaha nasayami atmabhavusto jnanadipena bhasvata. Jnanadipena bhasvata. Your heart is completely dark. It's an illusion. Krishna lights it with a lamp. That's called Jnana Deepa. The reason why we light lamps is this. We want to light this lamp. I mean, it's just a symbolic ritualistic activity to remind us that we want to invoke this light, which will be given by Krishna, which can remove all the ignorance from our hearts, which can be only invoked by Tesham Satata Yuktanam. Satata Yuktana. We have to completely engage in Krishna consciousness. And Tesham evanukampartham. Anukampa. Krishna, out of his special mercy, he feels very merciful for the devotee. Aham ajnanajam tamaha. Then he removes the darkness. Nashayami atma bhavastu jnanadipam vasvata. Okay, so then what is Arjuna's reaction? Let us see Arjuna's reaction. Anybody would like to read? Hare Krishna. Anybody wants to read this?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna. Arjuna uvacha param brahma param dhama pavitram paramam bhavan purusham shashvatam divyam adidevam ajam vibhum ahustvam rishaya sarve devarshir naradasthatha asito devalo vyasa swayam chaiva bravishi me.
Read the translation.
Translation. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Arjuna said, "You are the supreme personality of Godhead, the ultimate abode, the purest, the absolute truth. You are the eternal, transcendental, original person, the unborn, the greatest. All the great sages such as Narada, Sita, Devala and Vyasa confirm this truth about you, and now you yourself are declaring it to me." Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Param Brahma, Param Dhama, Pavitram, Paramam Bhavan. Purusham, Shashvatam, Divyam, Adidevam, Ajam, Vibhum, Ahustvam, Rishayas Sarve, Devarshir Naradas Asito, Devalo, Vyasaha, Swayam Chaiva Bravishime. This means Arjuna is saying, my dear Lord, you are Param Brahma. Param Brahma means Supreme Personality of God. Okay? See, all the Vedas, Upanishads are glorifying Parabrahma. Param Brahma. We say Shri Krishna Parabrahmane Namaha. Actually, the straightforward answer is Krishna is Parabrahman. That means he is beyond Brahman. He is Parabrahman. Straightforward. Bhagavad Gita version is Krishna is Parabrahman. And Arjuna understood that. Parabrahman means the greatest of the greatest. So now, a lot of people say formless is Parabrahman. Formless cannot be Parabrahman because Krishna has got 6 opulences in full. What are the 6 opulences? Anybody can say? Krishna is he has got complete
Knowledge.
Wealth,
Knowledge, strength,
Knowledge,
complete
wealth,
fame,
beauty,
knowledge.
fame,
complete
strength,
wealth of the
renunciation.
universe, complete knowledge of the universe, complete fame, complete renunciation, complete
Beauty,
strength,
strength.
complete beauty. So Parabrahman is something which should have all of these 6 opulences in full. That is called Parabrahman. Now, who is that single personality who has all of the 6 traits in full? Shadaishwarya Purna. It is Sri Krishna. And Arjuna is saying, Ahustvam Rishayas Sarve. Saying the rishis, Ahustvam Rishayas Sarve, Devarshi Naradas Tata. Devarshi Narada is telling the same thing. Narada. He tells the same thing. Okay. He has in Tanpura and he goes to every part of the universe and he's telling the same truth from time immemorial. Krishna is the Supreme Lord. Please surrender to Krishna. Krishna is the Supreme Lord. Please. That's the only thing that's been, he says, nothing else. Narada has said it. Devarshi Narada Tatha Asito Devalo Vyasa. Asita, Devala and Vyasa. So Asita and Devala, they are corresponding to one of the Karma Kanda and one corresponding to the Upasana Kanda. I don't remember which one, but yeah. So Karma Kanda, Asita, and Devala and Vyasa. Vyasa has been saying Krishna is the Supreme Lord. Actually, Vyasaya Vishnu Rupaya, Vyasa Rupaya Vishnu. Vyasa is the incarnation of Krishna. Please remember that. Okay, is a Shakti Avesha incarnation of the Lord. He wrote Bhagavatam and he wrote Bhagavad Gita. He wrote Mahabharata. So Vyasa has said multiple times, Krishna is the Supreme Lord. Narada has said it. Asita has said it. Devala has said it. Swayam Chaiva Bravishi Me. Now, you yourself are saying it. Now, Krishna himself is coming and saying to Arjuna directly, yes, I am the Supreme Personality of God. There is nobody beyond me. Surrender unto me. Right? Very beautiful, right? So this is the thing. This is called as transformation. Arjuna's transformation. After hearing the essential 4 verses, became completely free from doubts and accepted Krishna as the Supreme Personality of God. And he at once boldly said, he's just immediately boldly said, you are Parabrahma, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This is the words coined by Srila Prabhupada. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is the word coined by Srila Prabhupada. Right? Deva Deva. Right? So, Deva Di Deva. Say Deva Deva. Akhilanda Koti Brahmanda Nayaka. Or the different words. Param Brahma. Krishna has stated he is the origin of the everything and everyone. Every demigod is dependent upon him. He said, Aham Adirhi Devanam. I explained you also how each demigods are born from Lord Brahma. Lord Brahma came Shiva, like that. I told you everything and all the devatas, how they have come. I told you they came from Kashyapa. Everything is here, clear. But still people are confused. Why? Because it is the Maya of Krishna. It is the Mahamaya and Yoga Maya potency of Krishna. He covers himself. Krishna covers himself. He doesn't show himself to everybody. So, because of that, we think we are independent. Sometimes even demigods think they are independent. They are absolute. That ignorance can be removed by the discharge of devotional service. Right? Now, by Krishna's grace, Arjuna is accepting me as the Supreme Lord in concordance with the Vedic version. This is very important. Why this is important is, I told you, in the Vedas, there is something called a stuti. Stuti means devotional exaggeration of deity. So, just to improve the motivation of the worshipper, there will be a little exaggeration there. Sometimes we also exaggerate. Sometimes, we also exaggerate. Like we'll say, oh, you're such a very nice person. Or you say, maybe the husband may say, for example, your food is so tasty. Right? It's so nice. This is very nice. This is the best food that I've eaten. That is exaggeration. Don't tell to prayer mind. Okay. So sometimes there is an exaggeration. Okay. But that is not truth. Every exaggeration is not truth. But this is not an exaggeration. Bhagavad Gita is not an exaggeration. Because Arjuna is accepting him as the supreme truth in concordance with the Vedic injunction. He's saying, Asito Devalo Vyasa. Vyasadeva has said, Narada has said, he's telling Veda, everybody has already told me. He's not calling Krishna by flattering him. Sometimes by flattering we say, oh, you're such a great devotee, you're such a great person, you're such a great man. Our friends may flatter us. It's not flattery. He's just simply asserting the Vedic truth. These 2 verses are confirmed by the Vedas. All those verses have been given in the previous one. The Kena Upanishad, it is said that the Supreme Brahman is the rest for everything. And Krishna has already explained that everything is resting upon him. He said, Sutre Maniganariva. Right? Mai Sarvam Idam Proktam. Everything resting upon Krishna. Kena Upanishad is saying Supreme Brahman is the rest for everything. Mundaka Upanishad confirms that Supreme Lord, in whom everything resting can be realized only by those who engage constantly in thinking of him. The constant thinking of Krishna is Smaranam, one of the methods of devotional service. It is only by the devotional service to Krishna one can understand the position and get rid of his body. In the Vedas, the Supreme Lord is accepted as the purest of the pure. Parabrahma, Paramdhama, Pavitram Paramam Bhavan. Pavitram Paramam. Krishna is the purest of the pure. Somebody asked, is there anybody as pure as Krishna? There is nobody matching Krishna. There is nobody who is Pavitram Paramam Bhavan. Now, can you tell me one example of how pure is Krishna? Can anybody say one example of purity of Krishna? How do you prove that Krishna is very pure? How do you tell me something from that? What is the purest thing in the world?
Ganga.
Ganga. What is the purest thing in the world?
Ganga.
Ganga.
You all agree to that? Everybody agrees? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, Prabhuji.
What is the origin of Ganga?
The lotus feet of the Supreme Lord.
So if
Great
Ganga,
toe.
The lotus.
the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord. So if Ganga is eminent, so Srimad Bhagavatam says, if Ganga is so pure that it can purify the entire world, and this Ganga is so pure that Lord Shiva loves to purify himself with that Ganga. And that origin of that Ganga is at the lotus feet of the Lord Vishnu. So when Lord Vamana, when Ganga originated, what happened was Lord Brahma washed the feet of Lord Vamana with that water. And Lord Shiva accepted the water eternally on his head. Now this should be enough for us to understand the purity and the supremacy of the Supreme Lord. And if we understand that, Krishna also said in the previous verse, he said that Sarva Papaihi Pramuchyate. Only the person who accepts me as the Supreme Lord can become purified from all sinful activities. One cannot be disinfected from sinful activities unless he surrenders to the Supreme Lord. This is so much stressed. I mean, the position that we are carrying right now, that Krishna is one of the gods, let me continue to please other gods also, is not going to purify us. Krishna said, Sarva dharman parityajya mam ekam sharanam vaja aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshayishyami ma shucha. He said, if you surrender unto me, then I will purify you. There is a condition. It is not possible without surrendering. It is not possible to become sinless without surrendering to Supreme Lord. Unless, like Arjuna, we say Param Brahma, Param Dhama, Pavitram, Paramam Bhavan, we should just repeat Arjuna's words. Then we will become sinless. Not just simply. Arjuna's acceptance of Krishna as a supreme, pure, complies with the injunctions of the Vedic literature. This is confirmed by Narada, who is the chief. Krishna is a supreme Lord, and one should always meditate upon him and enjoy one's transcendental relationship with him. He is the supreme existence. He is free from bodily needs, birth and death. Not only Arjuna confirms this, but all the Vedic literatures in the Puranas and the histories confirm it. Now, because a lot of people say Krishna was born to Devaki. Okay, Krishna was born to Devaki Devi. Can you tell me where was Krishna born? And devotees, anybody went to Janmasthan temple? Sorry, I'm taking a little long. Today, Ekadashi, I just took that freedom. Sorry.
Mathura.
Mathura jail. Mathura, Prabhuji.
Mathura.
Kamsa.
Where was he born?
Kamsa jail.
Mathura, Prabhuji.
Mathura. Okay. In what place he was born?
Jail, Prabhuji. Inside the jail.
Jail.
Under, he was prisoned. His parents were prisoned by Kamsa.
Yeah.
And he was born there.
Now tell me, in general, if you think about it, is being born in a jail a glorious birth? Is it considered to be a very great birth?
No, Prabhuji.
For a normal person, it's not, Prabhuji, because it's
for a normal person, it's like the worst birth possible. I mean, it's the worst way to enter into this material world. Yes or no?
Yes.
Being born in jail. And entry only jail. But Krishna is Achyuta. So Krishna is proving that he's Achyuta. He doesn't fall down from his position. Even if he's born in jail also, he's Supreme Lord. Now see, when he was born like this. He was born with all the golden ornaments Shankha Chakra Gada Padma, it's described in the Bhagavad. When he was born with all the golden ornaments, and immediately when he was born, Lord appeared in front of Devaki and Vasudeva and explained to them that they were his pure devotees in the past, and he has come here for the purpose of establishing dharma. And he instructed his father to take him to
Gokul.
Gokul. Now, does any ordinary child do this? Do you know anybody who is born with all these ornaments like this and who comes and gives instruction to the father? Is this normal? Tell me.
No, Prabhuji.
So only the Supreme Lord can do it. Right? So it's a Supreme Lord. You know, that's why Krishna is saying, Janma karma cha me divyam evam yojanadi tattvataha. Only devotees will understand. Okay, a non-devotee will never understand about Krishna. A non-devotee will keep on croaking like a frog that Krishna is a person, Krishna is a person, Krishna is a person. That's like a frog croaking. Bhagavatam says the croaking of the frog. If you don't chant the names of Krishna, if you don't glorify him, whatever we speak is like the speaking of a frog. Croak, croak, croak. You know, snakes will get attracted. And snake will eat off that frog. That's it. What we are supposed to be using our mouth for is to glorify Krishna. Now, Krishna is the Supreme Lord. See, he's born in the jail, but still is Supreme Lord. Right? See this? Krishna is explained. Although I am unborn, I appear on this earth to establish religious principles. Ajopi sannavyayatma. Krishna says, Ajopi sannavyayatma. I have no birth, but I came. Prakritin swam adhishtaya sambhavami atmamayaya. With my own yogamaya potency, I have descended myself. Sambhavami. The word is sambhavami. Sambhavami yuga yuga. He creates himself. It's not create. He just manifests himself. Okay. So he's the supreme origin. He has no cause. He is the cause of all causes. In fact, he has no birth. And the purpose of this pastime of his birth, if you continuously meditate on the birth of Krishna, you will become birthless. And if you continuously meditate about this personality who was born in the jail, you will be released from this jail of the material world. That is the meaning. And Krishna has got no duty to perform. If we understand that Krishna has got no duty to perform, then we will become liberated. If we understand that Krishna's birth and disappearance are divyam, then we will go back to God. It is Bhagavad Gita's version. Okay. So here Arjuna expresses himself through the grace of Krishna. If you want to understand Bhagavad Gita, we should accept the statements in these two verses. This is called the parampara system, acceptance of the disciplic succession. Evam parampara praptam imam rajarshayo viduhu. We should follow the parampara system. You know, anybody who is trying to spread misinformation in the names of spirituality, telling us about formless God, about glorification of different demigods, ask them, what is your parampara? Is your parampara coming from Arjuna? Is it coming from Vyasdev? What is your parampara? Is it mentioned in the Shastras? There are only 4 authorized paramparas which are mentioned in the Padma Purana. Okay, the Sri Sampradaya, the one which is coming from Lakshmi, one is coming from Rudra, one is coming from Brahma, and one is coming from Kumaras. Only 4 sampradayas are authorized. They are called authorized paramparas. Only this can take us liberation and take us back to God. All the other paramparas are called apasampradaya. That's why Prabhupada is stressing and hitting it very hard, saying accepting these 2 verses is called parampara system. Unless there is a disciplic succession, one cannot understand Bhagavad Gita. We can never understand Bhagavad Gita without, connecting with the parampara. We have to connect it with the live wire. There's a live wire. Okay, there's a wire connection. Okay, there's an electrical wire. You have to put the plug there, and there's a wire and you connect another wire, and you connect another wire, and you have to connect another wire, and it should be live. There should be electricity inside that wire. That is parampara. It is not possible by so-called academic education. Unfortunately, those who are proud of their academic education, despite so much of evidences in their Vedic literature, stick to their obstinate conviction that Krishna is an ordinary person. Okay, so this is the most important thing what we discussed today. Let me summarize, devotees. This is the opulence of the absolute. Okay, Krishna is saying, my dear friend, for your benefit, I shall speak to you further, giving knowledge which is better than what I've explained. Right? And no demigods, no rishis understand about Krishna. Krishna, only those people who know that Krishna is unborn, beginningless Supreme Lord of all the worlds, is undiluted among men, is freed from all sins. And all the living entities, I showed you diagrammatically, 25 patriarchs, 4 Kumaras, Sapta Rishis, and 14 Manus, all living entities are coming from the mind of Krishna through these patriarchs. And if we become completely convinced, we will engage in unalloyed devotional service. And Krishna explained that he is the source of all the spiritual worlds and material worlds, and everything emanates from him. That's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Ekala Ishvara Krishna Arasara Bhrutya. Means there is only one Lord Krishna. Everybody is his servant. This is the simple way to understand. Everybody is a servant of Krishna, including Balaram, who is as good as the Supreme Lord. He is also a servant of Krishna. Then what to talk about anybody else who is only after him? And the pure devotees, they dedicate their life fully to Krishna, and they derive great satisfaction and bliss by enlightening one another by conversing about him. And to those pure devotees who are constantly serving Krishna with love, Priti Purvakam, Dadami Buddhi Yogam Tam Yena Mam Upayantite. Krishna gives the understanding by which they can come to him. And Krishna shows special mercy. Tesham evanu kampartam aham ajnanajam tamah nashayami atma bhavasto jnanadipena bhasvata. Krishna shows special mercy to these pure devotees, destroying this ignorance by giving the lamp of knowledge. Arjuna completely broke down and he said, my dear Lord, you are the Supreme Personality of God. Param Brahma, Param Nama, Pavitram, Paramam Bhava. You are the Supreme Lord, the ultimate abode, the purest, the absolute truth. You are eternal, transcendental, original person. Adidevam Ajam Vibhum. Vibhu means greatest. Vibhu means greatest. Ajam means unborn. There is no birth to Krishna. Adidevam. He is the source. And all the great sages have already confirmed this about you. They told me a lot of times. Now you yourself have said it. Right? And now Krishna is saying, I totally accept the truth that all you have told me, I totally accept it. There's no conditional surrender. Completely I will accept. Neither the demigods nor demons can understand your personality. And there's a beautiful glorification we'll sing. Now this is Arjuna's Kirtan. The next class, this is Arjuna Kirtan. I mean, Srimad Bhagavatam is full of Kirtans. I mean, there are different prayers of different, by different people. They are all praying to Krishna. But what we will see Arjuna's Kirtan. So that is like, this is all the different prayers of Bhagavatam. In Bhagavatam, we see the Shiva Gita by Lord Shiva, by Brahma, Lord Brahma's glorification, Draupadi's glorification, Kunti Devi glorification, Gajendra's glorification, Indra's glorification, Prahalad glorification, all of that. Now this is Arjuna's glorification. This is very special, okay? So the next, this is the glorification of Arjuna of Krishna. How he's going to glorify here. Beautifully, he's going to glorify in 1, 2, 3, 4 verses, okay? We'll come to this. So we'll stop here, devotees. Thank you very much. I hope you had a very blissful Ekadashi today. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna,
Thank you,
devotees.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
Thank you,
Prabhuji.
Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Thank you
Krishna,
very much.
devotees. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Krishna to all.